In this video, I'm going to explain the changes to the area in Infinite Campus, once called the Lesson Planner. The Lesson Planner was used to set up your gradebook, including grade scales, groups, and weighting of those groups. And of course, you could also add assignments in the Lesson Planner. The new version of Infinite Campus replaces the Lesson Planner with an area called Assignments. For high school and middle school teachers that teach the same subject or course and have multiple sections of that subject, the new Assignments tool is a big time saver. It will allow you to create groups like tests, homework, and quizzes for all of the sections of that course in one step. It'll also let you create assignments for all of the sections of that course in one step. So it has some nice new features. Now I'm going to explain the initial setup of the assignments area that really only occurs at the beginning of the year. And of course, since this is the assignments area, I'll also touch briefly on how to create assignments. Now, when you first log into Infinite Campus, you'll want to make sure that you're on the correct year. I'm going to pick 11-12 in this case, and make sure you're in the right school. I'm going to start by working on the Social Studies course. It has multiple sections, so you'll get to see some of the new features that way. So like the Lesson Planner, the assignments are located under the Instruction menu under Assignments. And what I like to do is work from left to right on each one of these options until I finish them for all of the courses or all the sections that I have. So I'm going to first start on Edit Teacher Preferences, and the most important box here to check is the Hide Drop Students. If this isn't checked, check that. Generally, you don't want to see any students on your roster if they've left the school or been dropped from the class, so that's important to check that. Then you'll want to also select your first quarter grade under Default Grading Task. And this is a new feature, a new option for teachers. And what's nice about this is that when you're ending one quarter and starting a new quarter, you get to pick when you're ready to begin adding assignments in the new quarter. Some teachers have their grades posted and done maybe a week before the quarter ends, and some aren't done until a day or more past when the quarter ends. So it's a nice option. It really gives you the control of when you want to switch between quarters. Now, since this option will have to be done 4 times this year, I will send out email reminders with some instructions on how to switch this default grading task from one quarter to the next. The last step on this screen is to mass assign to multiple sections. We want to apply these settings to all of your sections. So you can click on that box. Now you may see a pop-up message that says, do you want to save at this point? Cancel that because we want to continue on by checking all of the sections. And once you've done that, hit Save Teacher Preferences. And we're done with that option, the Edit Teacher Preferences. Now the next area we're going to set up is called Edit Grade Calc Options. And once you've clicked on it, you'll see that we can set our grade scale on this screen. At the top of the screen, we'll select our grade scale. And then the next option that we're going to look at is called Weight Categories. Now in this case, for the Social Studies class, I'm going to set up 2 categories called Tests and Homework. And I'm going to weight those probably 60% tests, maybe 40% tests, 60% homework, something like that. So I want to check this box. You could also set up groups or categories without weighting them if you just want to organize your assignments. So I'm going to go ahead and hit Fill All, and that's going to fill this grade scale and weight categories to all the quarters, all the grading tasks throughout the year. And when you're done with that, you can just hit Save. Now we're going to want to repeat those steps for each one of the sections that you have. So we'll switch to the other Social Studies class, pick Edit Grade Calc Options, we'll pick your grade scale, select the weight categories, Fill All, and hit Save. Switch to the next Social Studies class, Edit Grade Calc Options, select the grade scale, weight categories, Fill All, and Save. And keep repeating this for all your sections of that course. And then last of all, we'll switch to the other course called Reading. And for this option, I'm not going to use categories or category weights. So I'll just select a grade scale, fill all, and hit save. And so now we've completed setting up the weighting and the grade scales for all of the courses that you have for the whole year. Now that seemed like a lot of steps, but once you've done it, you're done for the whole year. And the important thing there is the most common problem that teachers have is they're unable to post their grades because they haven't selected a grade scale. So by completing this now for all subjects, you're done for the whole year. Now the next area is called Edit Categories. Now categories are those groups or folders that you can categorize items that you'd like to grade on a student. Like I mentioned before, most subjects will just have one category and they'll call it grades. Now some teachers may use categories for tests, quizzes, homework, etc. Right now we're going to set up for social studies, so I'm going to select that here and click on Edit Categories. And now we're going to create a new category, and I'm going to call this Tests, and I'm going to give it a weight of 40%. And here's the nice part, we can now apply this to all of the sections for social studies, and we can place that folder or category in each of the 4 quarters and go ahead and hit save. Then when we hit Edit Categories again, you'll see that for all of your sections, for all of the quarters, you've now created that folder. We'll hit Create Category again, and we'll call this Homework. We'll put this at 60%. Put it in each one of the sections. Put it in each one of the 4 quarters. And hit Save Category. And now we are done editing the categories for all of our social studies classes. If you had to edit this and change the name, you could then edit this here and just hit save. So that now that we're done with social studies, let's switch to our reading class and edit categories. And we're just going to create one category. We'll call it grades. And we don't need to weight that, and we'll just apply that to the one section, put it in the 4 quarters, hit save. And now we have set up all of the grade calc options and categories for all of the courses for the whole year. So we're done with that point. The next step that we can go into is creating an assignment. Now when you create an assignment, you still have name. I'll just call this Welcome Back Assignment, and we'll just put in an abbreviation. Now you have this option to show description, objectives. This is an option. You don't have to use this. Some teachers do, some teachers don't. So you can toggle that on and off. You can then put your start date and due date. You can change those. Then you want to place it in which quarter that you want. Here I'm putting it in first quarter. And we can change the points to 10. And I could hit save at this point, or what I'm going to do here is hit save and score to bring up the screen. And you see this is for first quarter, GT1, grading term 1, GT1. We can go ahead, I'm just going to fill the 10 points to all students. You could then override some of these. You could drop, this column here is for dropping a score. So this would not be counted for this student. We could say that the student was not here. The nice thing about this new screen is it shows the attendance for the date of the assignment. So you would see over here that the student was absent or unexcused absence. That's kind of nice. There's the check boxes for this one is turned in. You could mark this if all the students turned in their assignment. That will show up in the parent portal. I'll uncheck this one. You can mark missing assignments this way, late assignments, incomplete, cheated, and exempt. So all those checkboxes are available right here. So when you're done entering scores, you can just hit Save Scores. And then let's show you real quickly how you can add in a subject that you have multiple sections, how you can actually create an assignment. I'll call this also Welcome Back. In this case, you can apply this same assignment to all your sections at one time. You can then place it into, say, your homework folder, make this worth 50 points, and hit Save. And now you've created that assignment for all of your sections in one step. So you can see there's some benefits to that. I'll cover more about assignments later in the year, but for now, this will get you up and going. And if you have any questions, give us a call. Thank you.